Hey boys and girls, welcome to LakeZide Performance. Jim here, and I'm working on the air distribution box for the M-Class right now. And this has actually turned out really nice. Amazon just left just about a half hour ago and left me some good stuff. So I have almost everything. There's one more delivery supposed to happen today, which is some of the neoprene foam, closed cell foam tape I ordered from Amazon. I got all the sheets that I need. So I've got 4 different sizes, and I finally figured out which one was the right one for these little flaps that go on the inside. And I just finished them up. Here's one of them right here. This turned out amazing. This turned out really good. I'm happy with it. This is the really good squishy type foam, closed cell foam. This stuff isn't going to degrade like the factory OEM stuff. This is some really nice stuff. So this right here, I'll put all the links to all of the stuff that I'm using. I'll put links to it, you know, down below, like everybody else that does this kind of stuff. Well, I don't know if anybody does anything like this part, but I do. But if you're interested in doing this and getting rid of that nasty freaking foam that's in your air distribution box, and you want something that's good, high quality, is gonna last a while, you can do this. Here's the other one. Here's the bigger one. Turned out really nice. I'm happy with this, and I test fit it. I think it's gonna work perfectly. I'll have to test it just to make sure, but I think this thickness, I think this is the 3/8. It's either an 1/8 or 3/8. I can't remember which one it is. I'll have to look again. But anyways, that's how that turned out. And then here is the metal ones. So this is, I believe, the 1/16 inch. I mean, you'll have to look that up if you want to know millimeters. I'm sure you order them in millimeters. What is that, like 2 millimeters or something? I think I got a ruler right here. It's centimeters, but I think it's separated into millimeters, if I remember right. On these, 5 millimeter thickness closed cell foam, and then 2 millimeter thickness on these, okay? And there's 4 of these flaps. So there's 2 of them, 2 of the metal ones that goes in the air distribution box. So here's the 2 metal ones. They're identical, and both sides are covered. Both sides are covered, okay? Then there's the 2 plastic ones. There's one smaller one and one larger one. This larger one's the one that goes to like the center console air vents, okay? And I think this one is, I don't know. I think this is the one for the heater control. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we put it back together, because I'm about to do that, so. Yay! This is awesome though. This is awesome. This stuff looks really good. This stuff is really nice. The adhesive is really nice. This is the 5 millimeter thickness, or the 3/16 thickness roll. Here's how it comes. A flat sheet like this, adhesive backed. You just cut it to fit. Now there's a little tip I have for you real quick, a real nice little tip, is I went to the Lowe's and bought this little knife. This is a snap blade knife, the smaller one, and it looks exactly like the Olfa knives, OLFA, that's the brand name of the knives that like people use for vinyl graphics. I used to do vinyl graphics back in the day, and this, without this cover, yellow DeWalt cover, just the stainless steel portion of the knife is an Olfa knife. There's a lot of knockoffs, but I'll tell you, I tried cutting this foam with the blade this came with, and it wouldn't work. Okay, I could not cut it. It would not. It just kept like balling up. It didn't like it at all. I also tried my X-Acto knife. I have 3 different X-Acto knives, sharp blades, almost scalpel sharp. Wouldn't cut them, okay? It would not cut it. Then I went back to the basics. I was like, look, I know for a fact that I've always been able to cut stuff with my photographics, cutting stuff. So I went back to basics and went and grabbed my pack of Olfa blades. These are Olfa brand blades. You can see them right there, OLFA, okay. It's probably it's backwards because whatever. Anyways, I'll give you a link to these as well. They're snap blades, and I put one of these in there. It fit perfectly in here. I actually have an Olfa knife, but I use it for vinyl graphics for work, and I didn't want to get it out and use it because I never know when I need to go stick a sticker somewhere on a fleet vehicle. So I could just be out and about, and all of a sudden somebody's like, hey, I need a replacement sticker, or I need you to install these graphics, whatever, and I'll just go knock it out real quick. So I keep a kit in my truck all the time that has stuff like this in it. And but these spare blades I got from my automotive body shop supply house, and where I buy all my auto paint and supplies and sandpaper and whatnot. But this right here came from Lowe's, and I'm pretty sure you can order the Olfa, actual Olfa. I would recommend, I thought this was cool because it had this little cover on it, but really truly all you need is just the Olfa knife, which is the stainless steel part of this, and a pack of these, blades, but this cuts it for sure, okay? And then at the local hobby supply shop, I like this ruler. This is an aluminum ruler. It's really light, and it has like this little rubber silicone filling little handle on it. It's a Westcott brand, which is a pretty well-known brand for like drafting supplies and stuff like that. I'm a draftsman by trade as well, so I have a lot of crazy rulers and stuff like this, and I don't know, I geek out over stuff like this. This is stuff that I geek out over, is rulers and hobby knives and stuff like that. Let's get back to this show and see if we can get this thing done. We've got a bunch of parts over here. I got to clean up the blower motor because this whole unit came out of the junkyard, and it was way better shape than my original one from my M class. So I went in and grabbed it, and it took me literally about 4.5 hours to get it out in the junkyard with a heat index of about 110 outside. It took several bottles of Powerade to get that out, maybe a Red Bull thrown in there with it, and I finally got it out. And it was funny when I went to check out, when I walked in with it, the guy checking me out, he's like, wow, he's like, I can't believe you got that out. I was like, yeah, but I've already had one out. So it really wasn't that hard, just a lot of stuff. The whole dash has come apart, the console, the seat's got to come out, the A-pillar covers. Like, there's a lot of steps to get to the point where you can get to that air distribution box and actually get it out of the vehicle. And got a real good price on it. I think I paid like $45 for the entire dash frame assembly with the air distribution box, which included the evaporator. It included the evaporator and the heater core, which doesn't have a bent nozzle like mine does, and it all looked in really good shape. So, I got all the little sensors, motors, the whole nine. Just for an example, I mean, right here is one of the motors that controls the damper, and it's in fantastic shape. Here's another one that came off of that vehicle. This is probably the dirtiest one. I mean, the dirtiest one. I mean, that 2000 model M-Class, interior-wise, is much nicer than mine. Much nicer. Everything was really good. The only thing I found, which I think this is probably a common issue with M-Classes, is as you can see here, there's some green stuff on this motor, whatever this thing is, resistor. I don't know what it is. Anyways, it's got 4 little prongs. You can see one of them is a little discolored there. I think it may be okay, possibly. it might still work. I'm gonna clean it up and see how long it lasts. You know, it does have like a little seal on the back side that came off. It's got another little seal on it, so I'm gonna have to make like a little 2 millimeter or maybe thinner little gasket for this thing right here before I can put it back on, and I got to clean it up, so we'll see. This is the little fan motor that it's like sucking in air from that little vent that's below the I think it's above the fog light switch. This is the little motor with the little white hose that comes off of this and attaches to the dash to the left of the radio. Okay, so the radio, next to the radio is this guy, and this is what samples the air, and it is really dirty. If you look at these, and especially the one on that came original on mine, it's really dirty. But there's a little blower inside there. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me see if I can move the blades for you. Maybe you can see it in there. See? Yeah, see, you see the little blower motor in there spinning. So that runs in there. So if you get some noise from your dash and you're not exactly sure what that noise is, it might be this, and it might just need to be cleaned. And in order to clean it, you're gonna have to blow some compressed air into the little spot right there where the little slats are. Let me show you. Yeah, be right back. Okay, we're back, and I went and got the trim that goes around my radio. This is the wood trim piece that goes around my radio, and as you can see right here, this little intake grate right here, you can see mine is clogged up. Like it's really bad looking. That's really, really terrible looking right there. But if you could blow some compressed air into this, it would probably make your noise go away. You just want to get rid of that dust, because that little blower motor is just open. It has like a little metal plate that kind of covers it up, keeps any large debris out of it. But if you just blow some compressed air into this little intake grate right here, you should be fine. So it may clean that off, but there's like a little bulb right on the inside of this. It's a little sensor that detects your temperature on the inside of the vehicle. And this is one of the older ones. Like, this is year 2000. It doesn't have automatic temperature control, so I'm not sure why it's sampling temperature. Who knows? But it is, and whatever. So if you're having some weird issue, blow some compressed air in there. You can get it cheaply, you know, press CO2, whatever, and get it done. So another thing to note is look at all the slots. So if you're kind of savvy with a Dremel and you want to add some switches to your M class, you got plenty of spaces, especially if you have one of the base M classes like mine. Whereas, so like I only have 2 switches on my bezel here. I only have 2 switches, one for the ESP and then one for, I forgot. Anyways, there's 2. I only have 2 switches. I don't have the heated seats. I don't have none of that stuff. I know the newer M classes have a good bit more stuff, and especially have heated seat stuff. All this stuff may be used, but at least on mine, I've got a lot of spares. So I don't plan on using them because I've got the switches that's going in the overhead console. But there you go. I mean, you could definitely do it if you're good, kind of savvy enough with a Dremel and can cut those little holes out. There you go. Okay, so as I was saying, there are some parts that need the foam tape on them. This is one of them. So there's a piece of foam tape that goes around that fitting there. That's the fitting that attaches to the duct that goes through the console. Okay, there's only one on this one. I may wind up putting some foam tape on this piece here. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but it attaches to that half right there. The frame looks really good. Pressure washed it and it turned out excellent. It looks almost brand new. I am really happy with it. The only issue I'm seeing is these little brackets right here are a little rusty, but this side is not, as you can see. But other than that, it looks really excellent. I'm really happy with it. Also, I'm gonna do foam tape on this seal right here. And then what else? What else needs foam tape? On this one over here, right there's where your pollen filter goes. Right there's where the blower motor goes. Oh, right here is where that little resistor or blower motor resistor goes. That's where it goes, and that's the two little Phillips head screws that attaches to it. Yeah, so this is my junkyard unit. The original unit from my M class, it just wasn't worth it because I could get this whole entire assembly so cheap from my local junkyard, like 45 bucks. Like literally 45 bucks for this dash right here with all of these things attached. I mean, I can't beat that, you know? I mean, I just can't. So we're just gonna do it. I'm sitting in my daughter's crafting area here. She does tons of crazy crafty stuff. As you can see over here in my living room, she is a Schleich queen. So she is absolutely obsessed with horses. She rides English style horseback riding, show jumping, dressage, those sorts of things. She's very talented. I'm extremely impressed. And on top of that, she has type 1 diabetes, which is a genetic autoimmune disease. And she is awesome, just absolutely awesome. So anyways, here's all the parts and pieces we got to get put back together. There's my 4 different sizes of neoprene sheets that I ordered from Amazon, and it's great. And then here's my 4 flaps we got to get installed. So let's get that stuff done. All right, we have successfully hung the dash in its new permanent location. It's almost in there, almost. So we'll go ahead and get this thing bolted down, and then we can go from there. There's only one thing here. So I remember right now, so this brace right here has a bolt, through bolts to some brace, and I think the brace, I can't remember where this attaches. So I gotta figure that out. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this thing bolted and see where we go from there. So this is a huge step. This is a major undertaking right here. You can see everything looks factory brand new. All new weather stripping, all new wire loom, wrapped all the wires in cloth tape. You can see there's a little bit exposed on this harness. I exposed that section because it has this nice brace right here, which helped me get this thing aligned where it needs to go. The rest of it's pretty much factory OEM fasteners. Like this harness right here, this is the end of this main harness. All these plugs right here go under the dash through the firewall, which I actually just figured that out earlier. I finally got that little vent. So that little vent right there, finally figured that crap out. That right there was kind of difficult to figure out at first. I had to go back and look at the videos and the pictures of this unit, and when we first got it, and I had to go back, and that's one of the reasons why I do these videos, is because it helps remind me where things are and where things need to be plugged in and all that good stuff. So